Hi everyone, Melanie Menschinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Stately Flowers 13. This is a series that has been long in the making. It's been a favorite of our customers, and all of the states and flowers are finally completed in this set. You can find the first 12 sets in the Gina K store right now, and then this one is coming out tonight at 7 p.m. Central on February 27th. So go check it out. Our design team is going to be online tonight showing all kinds of samples, and I'll be talking with Gina at about 7:20 about the set. But just a real quick walkthrough to see what we've got in here. You've got the peach blossom, and if this flower looks a little bit familiar to you, I have got another version of it in my fabulous rose frame set. This is the Cherokee Rose, and really excited that I've got some bold images to go with these line art images for you so that you can do all kinds of bold techniques and make some really cool backgrounds with those flowers. Then I've also got two desert blooms in this particular set. I really thought about how I was going to group all of these as I illustrated and released them. So we've got the yucca flower, and then we also have the saguaro cactus blossom. You might say saguaro or saguaro, both are correct depending on where you live. This flower here is what these tiny little flowers look like. They look like kind of like little hanging bells. They're so pretty, and both of these cacti are just huge. So really like desert flowers, just how they can grow in really harsh climates. So today I want to show you how to do a really simple card rather than having to do coloring and shading, because you've seen that with so many of my other stately flowers. I want to show you how to do just a really simple desert scene. So you can use shades of blue if you want to do it at night. We're going to use some warm colors today. I've got the Gina K Coral Reef and then the Wild Dandelion. And I'm going to be using some of the Gina K Jet Black just to ground that cactus image. The other products that we're going to be using today, in addition to the Stately Flowers 13 set, I've got a mini Misty here, or you can use a large block. This is a 3x4 grid line block that Gina carries. I've got just a couple markers here if you fill it in. I'm going to show you how you can do it either way. It just depends on the look that you want, if you want to see more detail or if you really want it to look like a silhouette. So there's some different ways that you can do that. But I've got some of the Arteza Everblend markers here. I've got the A759, which is lava gray, just a very, very dark gray, almost black, or the Noir, which is the 5000, and that is just black like a Sharpie. You're also going to want to have some scratch paper, just something to protect your work surface underneath when you're doing your blending. And I've got a circle that I cut out with one of the Gina K. This is a stitch circle that I used. You're not going to see that. That is just to block it out for the sun or the moon. You can do various size dies or punches for this circle for masking off that image. On this particular one, I did not do that, but I just wanted to show you that it's just going to give a little bit more dimension and depth and suggest that moon or sun in the sky. Then I've also got one more sheet of scratch paper here. Where did it go? Here it is. And this is just one that I tore off the bottom, and both of these are just regular printer paper, but this edge I just tore, and that's going to allow me to create that hillside or mountain. Then just for the blending, you can use the Lifechanging Blending Brushes, or you can use sponge daubers for this. I'm going to use both just so that you can see. They're going to work relatively the same way, and this way I don't have to worry about cleaning it off in between. So I'm going to use both. So I've got one for my yellow, one for that dark orange, and then one for that black. And then finally, I have got just tape runner here, and then the cardstock that I'm going to use today. I've got the Wild Dandelion. This is the Gina K Pure Luxury. This is 4 1/4 inches by 11. I scored it with my Score Buddy at 5 1/2 inches for a top fold card. And then I've got just some white and some black onyx. I showed you some different ways that you can mat these different scenes. Really any size that you want. It just depends on how large or small you want that scene. But this one is approximately 2 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. And then you would just add 1/2 inch on each side to get a 1/8 or 1/4 inch mat. I'll post sizes below, but again, these are all just a little bit different because I wanted to show you some different layouts. So let's go ahead and begin by doing some sponging on our white layer. So let me move this out of the way. And I just can't wait to see what our design team is going to do with these flowers tonight. Hope to see some embossing and really pretty coloring on those flowers. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to start with my lighter color. And you have some different options. If you want that open area to be just really, really bright white, like just like a bright, blinding sun, you can do the yellow around that. But I'm going to do some yellow all over and then go back with this coral reef. So I'm just going to start by just really swirling that around, and then always go off the paper first, just so that you don't get a big mark that you don't want on your paper. So I'm just going to swirl that in, and this is all going to be covered down here with that coral reef, but I'm just putting a little bit in here so that there will be some color there on the sun, and then leaving it a little bit paler there at the top. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, and you can see I use the same mask for both. So just decide where you want that sun to be and where you want that greeting to be. And now I'm going to take the coral reef pad. I was looking for that lid. That's what I was looking for. Take this other sponge dauber and just swirl that around onto the orange. And just holding that down, I'm just going to go in and just sponge lightly. I covered up a lot of my yellow there, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to put in a little bit more yellow, I think. I usually just kind of go back and forth until it looks the way that I want it to look. Okay, so now we've got that really beautiful bright sun there that we can add our greeting to. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this yucca plant. We see these a lot around my area, and when they get this stalk, it's incredibly high. It's just really a magnificent plant. So I'm going to stamp this with the jet black Amalgam ink. Put it right about there. I don't want it to be perfectly centered. You could go either way with it, but I'm going to go off to the right so that I've got some room there for my greeting at the left. Okay. And then what I want to do is I'm going to cover the bottom of that up. And you can go either way, so I've got it going from one side or the other. So I want the hill to look like it's going down there. And I'm just going to ink this up with the black. And if you want to shift it and have another little hill back there, just to add some interest, you can do that. Okay, so pretty. It's so easy to do. And then if you want to add just a little bit of a spatter to it, just to make it look a little bit more artistic, you can do that. So you can take these markers. So I'm going to use this lava gray, and I'm just going to tap this really hard on the edge of my work surface. And I'm covering this up. There we go. So I just hit that a little bit against the other marker. Okay, so that's going to leave my sun open. I didn't do that before, but I really want just to spotlight that greeting. So that's why I covered that up. So again, that's why we call it a mask, because we're covering or masking the area where we don't want that new color that we're sponging on or washing on or spattering on. So now I'm going to put this inside of my Misty, and I'm going to, just put this in here, turn it this way. It's right there in the corner. And I'm going to put in that Wish You Were Here. So I've also got a Bloom and Grow. Maybe I'll do Bloom and Grow on this one, actually, since I have Wish You Were Here on the other one. And then I've got Friends to the End. So many of you have been collecting this for years and years. I know you're really excited about this. last set. I was going to do a different set this month, but we just had so many requests. People were really ready to just get all the sets. So we released it a month early for you. Just pop that right in there. And I'm going to do it one more time, just so it's nice and crisp. Okay. And then if you like it just like that, you can leave it. But if you want to go in with your marker, you can fill in that detail there. I actually really like this one just being open so I can see more of the detail in the stamp. But let me show you these different ones here. So if you want to do a little bit of coloring so that it's a solid outline, I've got one that I did here. So this one is totally open. This one is all done with the Noir so that you see that solid black. And this one, this is done with this lava gray. So I can still see those lines through my leaves using the almost black color. But I left it open just because I really wanted to see the detail of those little buds. And then another thing that you could do, if you choose to leave it like that, you could take a white gel pen and you could go in and you could just add a little bit of white, because these are kind of a creamy white, sometimes like a pale yellow flower. And this is just going to accent that and make them pop a little bit more. That's your choice. So just a lot of different ways that you can customize this. Maybe put just a little bit in there just to see. I like to try different iterations of cards, and sometimes I'm surprised by which ones I like the best. I think that's pretty, having that white pop out there on that red. This one you could even do just some little, I don't know about that. Just trying stuff out, but making a little bit of a shine there. I just love to have just kind of different texture on my card. So let me show you these different ones, and then let's go ahead and add that last scene to the card base. So I'm just going to take my tape runner here and center it right on there. And then you can put that right in the center, to the left, to the right. I'm going to go just to the right again. That's how it looks best to my eye right now. And just like that. And that's it. So easy to do. And then I really like the contrast of just using this teal. So black always looks great with silhouettes, but then you could add in another southwestern color there. That's what I was thinking here for this orange teal. I think this is the tranquil teal color. So you can see these different cards. Let me know in your comments which one you like the best. Please join us for our release party tonight, and I really look forward to doing some more videos for you with this Stately Flowers 13 set. There's just so many ways that you can use it beyond the 4 states that are represented in here. So please look through all of my Stately Flowers playlists. If there's a technique you really like but you don't have that particular stately flower, you can do it with another one, because I've got all these line art images. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you over at Gina K Designs. Check out our Facebook party tonight, Gina K Designs and Stamp TV. Thank you for watching. God bless.